All right, so today I want to talk about a movie that I just watched a few hours ago. It's called We Buried the Dead, a supposed zombie movie. And I'm a big fan of zombie movies. I saw all the trailers and they looked great, so I decided, let me go watch it. It's been a while since I've seen any good zombie content. As I went in, I got some popcorn, my drink, and I sat down to watch the movie. And instead of getting a zombie movie, all I got was disappointment. And I get enough of that shit from the moment I realized I woke up in the morning. The movie was it had zero zombie like moments. They're so brief that I don't even know why they marketed it as a zombie movie. It was just so bad. Like in a scale of from 1 to 10, and I'm basing this as a zombie movie. This is a 3, man. This is a giant bamboozle. This is like a 28 inches later type of bamboozle. Most of the movie, and I don't know, maybe I'm just lacking a few brain cells, so I can't grasp the themes of it. But it seems to me like it's about letting go, like the zombies come back because they still have a purpose. But I don't know. I wanted to see a zombie movie, and this shit was not it. I feel like I just got scammed. That's what I felt like as I was sitting there, almost falling asleep. I don't know. It was just a bad movie, but let's just start off, I guess, just going through the movie. The movie starts off with supposedly the US testing bombs near Tasmania, which is like it's super close to the mainland Australia. So I don't know, like just starting off the bat, like that shit doesn't make any sense. Why would the US be testing bombs so close to mainland Australia where like their major fucking population centers are at? Like even the US when they tested bombs, the nuclear bombs, they did it by the Marshall Islands, up in the northern part of like Australia, a few at least further than Tasmania. And like that area that surrounds the Marshall Islands, I guess if any fallout would have fell, it would have landed on like the desert and shit like that. But nah, this like for whatever reason, the U.S. was testing the bombs in the southern part, like where most people live in Australia, if I remember correctly. But I mean, just excluding that, that's not the main purpose of it. I feel like they could have found a better way for the bombs to happen, but they released some bombs, and it fucking it went off and a lot of people died and they started coming back. Then it cuts to this lady who's flying out to help rescue people. And that's another thing that to me doesn't make sense. Like, why the fuck would they be asking for volunteers to find people when they know that people are coming back to life? Like, wouldn't they think that that's like a huge fucking problem that has to be handled by like the military, like just the military itself? Why are they grabbing regular civilians to go collect bodies when the fucking bodies are coming back to life? But we'll ignore that as well. Just keep moving forward. So you got this lady, right? She goes and like the first, I would say like 30 minutes of the movie is just them, her and this guy that I'm just gonna call Billy Badass because he's a free spirit and probably the only good thing about that movie. But the thing is that he doesn't even come out too much often. But it's them two. They just go around. They're picking up bodies, and we learn that the zombies are basically like stationary. They don't do anything. And every time we do see a zombie on screen, they're just standing there like fucking bots, like NPCs, just clattering their teeth. Like I remember I seen somebody on TikTok say that it was like a clicker, and I was like, oh shit, if it's like the Last of Us, that's gonna be pretty badass. Now they just make the fucking clacking noises. And then they're doing that, and then the lady's like, when can I go? She's like, when can I go see my husband and shit? And like, you can't go down there because it's off limits to civilians. I was like, okay. So she tries to sneak off. They don't let her. So she learns with her buddy, Billy Badass, that he knows how to drive bikes. So she asks him to take her to the fucking southern part of the island where her husband was at. And as far as why her husband was there is because he was there on a business meeting. That's about it. So they like cut through like barriers and shit, and like this entire time that they're making this travel, you would think that they would be like, this is when they would put in the moments where they have to run from zombies and shit like that. But nope, they just cut all that shit. They just happen to come across a what do you call it, like a fucking patrol car, and that's it. And then eventually they're like at this diner, and that's when we get like our first real zombie threat, right? Like you're finally like, okay, finally the action's about to start up. But nope, the zombie gets fucking just shot in the head. And then it's a soldier, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna have to take y'all away. And from here on out, I mean, this is literally the only good part of it. So the soldier, he he's like, I have to take y'all back to, you know, containment or whatever. So he takes the dude out first because he's gonna take him one at a time. I forgot the reason why. But he takes the dude. The dude slips away because supposedly he went to go take a leak and ran off. So that's the last time we see him for like almost the rest of the movie until the very end. But we'll get to that later. And then he tells the girl, he's like, okay, well, I feel bad for you, so I'm gonna take you down so you could see your husband. You know, I'm gonna get you down there to see your husband. And then he's taking her, and he kind of like, the girl's kind of like, man, this guy's kind of, you know, giving off weird vibes. And the soldier finally says like, oh, well, we're gonna make a pit stop first. I gotta grab some supplies because I'm hungry. And then they stop at this barn, and then, you know, that barn, I guess, belongs to his family and shit. So they're eating there. And he starts giving his sob story about how his wife was there and she was pregnant and all this shit. And he's like, if you want me to take you to, to your husband, can you do this one thing before we go? And he asks her to basically dress up as his wife and dance with him. And like, I don't know, it's weird shit. She agrees, and then eventually, like, they start doing all the dance and shit. And he's like, wait, you're not wearing what I told you to wear. And the lady's like, I'm not gonna take off my ring. And eventually they get into like confrontation and shit. And this is the only part when you actually feel like danger, you know, like any suspense, any actual feeling from the movie. I don't know. I guess I don't have the right words for it. But that's the only time where there's anything enjoyable for me on screen. And it's not even zombie related, unfortunately. But eventually the lady manages to fend him off. She kills him, and then she sees that dude's dead wife. Like, she's in a zombie form and she's fucking pregnant, and she just drives off. And at that point, whenever all that happened, the soldier told him, because he was experimenting on the zombies and shit, and he told him that the only zombies that come back are the ones that have like a purpose. You know, they're like spirits. You know, they still have something to do on the earth. So that's the reason why they stay alive. And then she has a flashback where we see something happened between her and her husband, talking about, it's like she was like apologizing and shit, and you could kind of tell it's like, oh, she cheated on him. And I was thinking, like, whenever I was seeing that, I was like, what if like she finds her fucking husband and shit, and they're like dead, but he was like cheating on her as like revenge sex, you know what I'm talking about, like revenge. And I was just thinking about that because I thought it would be funny. But eventually, you know, she's going out on her own since the other guy left her. And she's like sleeping in an RV. And at this point, like, a zombie just fucking wakes the fuck up. And like, it leaves her alone. Like, it doesn't do anything about it. Like, the zombie just wakes up and it starts digging in the ground, trying to like bury his family. And she helps him out and eventually takes it out once they finish burying the family. And that's something that doesn't make sense to me, because as she does that. And then there was another scene where she ends up getting chased by a zombie. And later on, when she arrives at the location where her husband was at, she also gets chased there. And these are super brief, like they're non-existent, but like she gets chased. But these dudes, they're trying to kill her, right? Or I'm assuming they're trying to kill her because they're like grabbing her and shit. So I'm like, what are they missing? Like, why are they still here? Were they like trying to kill somebody? Like, did they just have so much fucking hatred they just wanted to fucking murder people? That's the reason they stayed? I mean, I don't know. You got some people that are like, I need to have a fucking kid, or I need to bury my family, right? Those zombies. And then you got these fucking randoms that are like, nah, I'm gonna stay on the planet because I need to kill people. I don't know. I mean, that shit to me didn't make sense. So it's like, at that point, you're just like, what is the purpose of these zombies? But yeah, she ends up finding her husband. Her husband was cheating on her. I'm like, oh, I was just thinking that as a joke, but we didn't find, he wasn't like banging the lady. Like the lady's body just disappeared. I don't know. The dude was just sitting by his bed. I don't know how would he end up in that position. Like, it doesn't make sense, but we'll ignore that. And then eventually Billy Badass pops out of nowhere. How he found her, no, I don't know. Like, I don't remember her telling him like the location where her husband is. She just said that he's in the south of the island, but maybe I missed it because I was falling asleep. The movie was so boring. Then eventually, you know, they toss his body. They go back, and as they're making their way back, they find the soldier's wife, who was pregnant, and she fucking had a kid. And then the zombie just limps away, but the kid is on like a little ritual site. So I'm assuming that the zombie must have, like, not a ritual site, but like a pile of rocks, and the baby's just sitting on top of it. So I'm like, did the zombie like stack those up and put the baby there, or like did she just find a random location and just put the baby on top? It's just a lot of shit. I'm like, bro, I just wanted to see a zombie movie, and this was not it. They just bamboozled me. They just scammed me out of my money. Like, if you go and watch any of the trailers, it all like makes it seem like it's gonna be a zombie movie, but the thing is, you never there are no zombies. You barely see them, and they're never even the main focus. It's like 28 years later or whatever, where like you watch the first two movies, and you know, there's zombie movies, they have zombie scenes, and then even with the soldiers, you know, that was still fine to me. But then it just makes the random shift where it's all like human and a fucking coming of age story and all that shit. I'm like, bro, I just want to see zombies. Like, what is going on here? I don't know. I hate that shit. And like, if you watch all the trailers for this movie, they're all like making it seem like it's gonna be a zombie movie, but it's more of a fucking drama. I don't know. I would say, I mean, like I said, this movie, it's disappointing. I don't know. Maybe some people will like it, but I went to see a zombie movie, and what I got was not a zombie movie. So I don't know. I would say probably just, if you want to watch it, probably just wait until it comes on stream. I mean, the movie just came out a few days ago for me. I was just watching it because of my day off. That's all I gotta say about it. It's so disappointing. I don't know. It's just disappointing. That's all I could say, for a lack of a better word. And another thing is, I don't even know if I stayed till the very end, cause all I know is they found the baby, and after that, like, some credits started rolling, and I just fucking walked out of there. So if there are any like after credit scenes, honestly, to me it doesn't mean shit, cause the entire movie, in my opinion, was just fucking bad, and there was no point. Even if there were any after credit scenes, it would have been pointless to me. I just walked out of there. I fucking threw my trash away, and then just rode in silence back to my mom's attic, because I was just like, man, I just got scammed out of money, bro. Like, I literally fucking scam. I don't know if they give refunds for that, but I was just thinking about it. I'm like, damn, I just got bamboozled. But yeah, I mean, if I would love to hear what other people think about this. I'll try to look online for like reviews and shit to see what other people think. But in my opinion, this movie was just a disappointment. Why can't they just make a simple zombie movie? Like, what happened to the days of Shaun of the Dead and Dawn of the Dead? And, you know, like the World War Z zombies, shit like that, where it's just like, for me, this zombie, I mean, if it's a zombie movie, the story doesn't even have to be good, so long as it's like, it's fucking like humans trying to survive in a zombie apocalypse. You know what I'm talking about? That's why I could like ignore the fact that with the how the bar started, because that's just bad, you know, like, but I don't give a shit. I just want to see zombies. Anyways, yeah, I mean, if you have any zombie movie recommendations, I would love that, because I mean, it feels like recently the genre kind of just died. Like, you only get zombie related content from like East Asia, you know, from like Korea or like Vietnam and shit like that. But I want to see some Western shit. Like, I remember watching Black Summer. I think that's what it's called, that show on Netflix. Man, that was so good. I wish they would make something like that, but no, we get shit like this where they try to sneak in these fucking moments, like where she's like, I mean, to me, I think they were trying to like push this narrative of you gotta let go, you know, you gotta let go, and that bitch needed to let go of her marriage after she cheated on her husband. Like, bro, you cheated on him and then expected everything to be fine? Like, what? And then she went looking for him, even though he was like near the blast zone. Like, there was near zero chance of survival for her husband. Like, that dude was fucking gone no matter what. And then she said that she was hoping that even if he were like dead as a fucking zombie, she was hoping she could get closure. Like, these fucking things can't talk. What closure are you expecting? I don't know. I just think that shit's dumb. Keep your deep meanings to yourself and just make a horror flick, you know, a monster flick. Like, I don't think it should be that hard. I don't want a good story. I don't care about it. I just want to, so long as it's fine, you know, the bare minimum, with good fucking zombie chase scenes and shit like that. Good survival shit. I'd be fine with that. But anyways, yeah, I would love to hear people's thoughts on it.